This video's made for adult collectors because when, what, huh? So this one might be good, and the Studio Series one is probably going to be very good, but none of them will hold a candle to this. It fell on the floor. That is the best gimmick ever, and nothing's ever going to top that. Why? Why did they make an Optimus Prime that turns into a Corvette? It is such a weird product to exist off the Crosshairs mold. Really? I also funny, I remember when this was announced and people thought this was the actual Studio Series Prime from Age of Extinction, and then people found it so weird till they said it was actually this. This is a tie-in figure for the Super GT Japan Cup, made in collaboration with car collecting and auction site Bingo Sports. Very prestigious. Like, you have a Pagani Huayra Roadster. Why am I only finding out now that my favorite car has a Roadster variant? Anyways, this was sent to me by Hobby Genki. Well, kinda. Full disclosure, I paid for this figure, but they shipped it to me for free because I've never used their warehouse function before and didn't know how to actually ship the thing. So I asked them, hey, how do you do this? And they went, we'll just ship it anyways. So thank you very much. They have a ton of Transformers and other Japanese hobby-related stuff on their website. I will link it below. And they have this guy on sale right now and loads of other stuff on special too. So definitely go check them out. Thank you for sponsoring this video. Now back to the actual toy. Back when I ordered this was on sale for a different price. I paid about $37 US for it, which is pretty freaking good. Better than me paying $70 plus shipping to get it from somewhere else. The figure looks interesting. It's so goofy. That's why I wanted it. And we got the reveal of the new actual Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, and man, I like the new one too. The details here are nice though. The new crotch flap, new chest, new shoulders, new head. They've got some nice sculpting on them, though sometimes it does just get lost in that gray. From certain lighting angles, it can feel a bit washed out and definitely could have used some silver or some more definition in the sculpting. There's quite a lot of flames on display though, and that really helps with the color breakup. I dig the shade of yellow and orange they use to match the car in real life. And then comparing it to Crosshairs, this is just really funny to me. I like the Crosshairs figure a lot, so this I knew I was going to like. It's just so weird seeing Optimus as a vet, and that's literally because Crosshairs is the only Corvette mold they have right now that isn't a concept sideswipe one. He comes with a new gun and the spoiler can attach to that, and he also does come with Crosshairs' SMGs that still store on the back of the trench coat thingy, so that's cool. So if you're familiar with the Crosshairs mold, you're familiar with how this thing works, but there's a couple of tiny little things that are a bit different, like very tiny. One of them is a QC problem that I believe only I have, but yeah. So the head can only rotate about that far left and right. Now Crosshairs, same sort of stitch, but I feel like he can go just a little bit further each way because of his chin shape versus Optimus, but yeah, they're both kind of limited. These shoulders, they're on a ball joint, so they can do a full 360, though the ball joint is at a weird angle due to how he transforms, but you can use this as a butterfly joint, which is nice. They only go out about that far, which is about the same as the original Crosshairs toy. You do have very stiff bicep rotation, 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. The wrists can hinge in because of transformation. Nothing at the waist. Now, well, actually, before I get to the QC part, these little hip skirt things, a lot of the stock images have them out like this, and I kind of prefer them out like this because it mimics the side skirts that a lot of the original toys had. But you can flip them forward to do the trench coat thing if you want to put more color on the front of the robot, which is cool, but I'm personally just going to leave them out here. But they can move up and down at the hinge back here. They can rotate here, and you have a hinge at the base. That's not the base, that's the middle. Anyways, the legs, the hips can go forward that far. They can't really go back that much, but the backpack can move out of the way to accommodate the legs moving back. You do have in and out, you have a thigh rotation, double jointed knees, and then the ankles can go down, they can go up. He does have ankle pivot and ankle rotation. Ankle rotation, there you go. You have ankle pivot at the ball joint and at the hinge, so you can get them going real far if you want to. Now the QC problem. For some reason, this side's ball joint is a little bit misshapen. I took it off to have a look, and it's a little bit squished. So whenever I move the leg around, this one in particular, it just comes off super duper easy. Like, it goes on, but if I start moving it back and forth, it just wiggles itself free. And it's just this shape right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's a little bit squished on this side. And so I think just when it came out of the mold, it got squished slightly, and then nobody caught it. Yeah, that is a little bit annoying. Oh, and you can also flare those out if you want to flare those out. So yeah, the robot mode is very much just Crosshairs, but red and blue, and well, not Crosshairs. car time. Now again, transformation, very similar to Crosshairs. However, there's a couple of fit problems I have with it. So to start with, we fold the hands up. Then we're going to deal with the backpack. So take this, then you bring these out. You take this section, you fold it up like that, and then you rotate out the hood. And there's the entire car just hanging out. Then you want to take this section back here and bring it down. And that will allow you to then have the space to rotate the roof of the car 180 degrees. And then we're going to leave this like this. That's basically the car finish. Now we just have to do the internals. So you bring this up and we're going to leave that there. Take the arms and you're going to swing them around and to the back of the robot and make sure the flames are facing you. So you want the flames facing you. Then we're going to flip it over. We're going to take the entire torso and you're going to hinge it down. It's got a little back hinge here. Then you bring the legs and you shift them up on their double jointed knees. You take the feet, you rotate them inward, shift them up, double jointed knee, take the feet, flip them inward. Now, I know this probably isn't intentional, but it's kind of funny how the feet end up where the hood is and they're like silver like an engine. I just think that's kind of funky. So you rotate these up at the hip, make sure the hip doesn't come off. Then you got these two massive pegs right here that are going to peg into this slot. Now, lining this up, for some reason on this copy, is particularly annoying to do. It just doesn't quite make it. There we go, I got it in. As well as Crosshairs does. Then you take these sections and you rotate them in, up and in. And then, like I said, some fit problems. Okay, apparently I didn't have this lined up properly. It slipped out, so make sure that sits there. And this hip coming out is causing some fit problems here. But once you have that all sorted, now you can work on the side of the car. So what you want to do is there's a tab right here, and there's a bunch of tabs and a bunch of slots in the windshield, but they aren't actual pegs. They're just sort of like cutouts for it to sit in. And then there's a tab at the front. So you want to get all that lined up, get that squeezed together, then get all this lined up and squeezed together. And then you want to make sure, because the windshield, as you can see right now, it's sitting up, right? But it's fine on this side. So you want to make sure you get that all nice and squeezed together. Make sure everything is properly aligned, which can be a little bit trickier at times, but that seems to be good. Then we're going to take this back section, fold it down, and it's going to hold everything into place by pegging him back there. That's come undone again. And then the arms are going to peg into the underside. Oh, that came off. See, sometimes it just likes to pop out. It's the fit. For some reason, the fit on this particular version with these new pieces, which I will talk about, it seems to be the new pieces that cause a little bit of an issue because he's bowing up a little bit. But that could also just be the car, because this is retooled to look more accurate to the real life car that was used in the race as opposed to what Crosshairs is. Now you take the spoiler, you bring it off the gun, and you attach it to the back. It falls off. You attach it to the back again and actually peg it in this time. There we go. And then you take this gun, it stores back here. That looks stupid. And these can store in the doors. I just forgot to put them in there, but there's like little tabs. You can shove them in there while you're transforming it. But there you have your Corvette. All right, I found where the entire paint budget went. It's on the car. This is coated in so much paint, it is insane. They nailed this car mode. This was the big thing they had to get right, because it's an exotic car company and a race team, and they got it right. They actually changed a bunch of things too on this. Like, I didn't notice it till my dad pointed it out. There's new pieces. There's a new front, smaller front splitter, new hood with the slats on the hood missing, new side panels that remove the vents and add new ones at the bottom with side pipe thingies and vents on the butt, and a new spoiler. Like, the changes are so subtle, but it's really cool that they did all this subtle effort to make the thing look like the correct make and model of the vet they used in the race. The new gun store is like an idiot, and the spoiler just keeps falling off, kind of like Crosshairs, but unlike Crosshairs, I can't glue this one on because it's part of the weapon. Little annoying. Speaking of which, seeing these two together, I still like Crosshairs a little bit more, but this is just so funny, and like, it's a limited thing and it's goofy and I love it. Do I recommend it though? I mean, if you're into like weird, wacky versions of characters like I am, then yes, I definitely recommend it for that. This is going on the rare shelf because while it isn't rare, it fits that vibe, but it doesn't really vibe with any other Studio Series alike toys, so it wouldn't really fit on a regular Studio Series collection, unless you think it does. I mean, hey, it's your collection, do whatever you want. That's my look at T-Spark Optimus Prime or Corvette Optimus Prime. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.